Thanks for tuning in to Veterans Voices. I'm your host, Joshua Zebley, and my co-host is Buck Carmichael. Today we're going to be highlighting some organizations that help veterans. Joining us in studio is William Stockholm of PGA Hope and Amanda Conlon of Joybound People and Pets. Welcome, William. Welcome, Amanda. Amanda, I see you brought a friend with us. Please introduce us to your friend.
Yeah, I brought Binks. He's our psychiatric service dog in training, and his trainer, Brooks, sends me today.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about Joybound?
Yeah, so Joybound People and Pets is a nonprofit. We've been around since '91, serving the community for over 30 years. We provide services from veterans, spanning from discounted veterinarian services, discounted dog training services with our behavior specialty, and we also have our grooming services too. So we have a lot of different things that we provide that are based around the human-animal bond. And then I'm here today to talk about our Shelter to Service program, which is our mental health based program where we train psychiatric service dogs and we also match emotional support animals.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So what type of psychiatric services do these dogs provide for veterans?
So what they help is, mental health is such a span. So we train the dogs to do a lot of different types of service tasks.
Yes.
So it can help with mitigating when somebody is, feeling moments of stress or anxiety. So we can help interrupt those types of behaviors. They can help with PTSD, like going through, if somebody is not having a tough time going through a crowd or, trying to establish routine, stuff like that, or even with like sleep. If somebody has night terrors or nightmares, we train the dogs to help with like grounding and recalibrating after, where the dog can lay on their chest and help get them back to regulation again. So there's a lot of different things the dogs can be trained to help support all of those type of things. Mm-hmm.
Is there training that goes along with the veteran then?
Yeah, so the training actually, we have our program's pretty unique where we have the veteran actually do a lot of training with the dogs. So what we do is about 6 months of training that the veteran does with the dog so that they bond with each other and the dog can really learn about their veteran so they can really find out what maybe those triggers might be and so that they can interrupt some of those behaviors. So the veteran when they first come to us, there is kind of an interview process and they come in and they do some hands-on with us and they come weekly for training classes and they learn a lot about how to train their dog for themselves. So it's not a cookie cutter program, it is individualized for that particular person. Since mental health is such a span that we need to have each dog trained individually. Mm-hmm.
This program sounds amazing. First of all, you're helping veterans, right? Mm-hmm. But also it sounds like you're saving these dogs too, right? It says
Yes. Shelter
to service, and I think sometimes we read the names of companies too fast and we don't really understand what it is. But you're taking these dogs, these animals from a shelter and then training them to be service animals. Isn't it kind of normally a little more formalized process of like, this is the breed you have to be a service animal? So how did that happen?
Yes, that is something that's very unique about our organization. So one thing that we found, so when we started the program, really around 2015 was when we started training psychiatric service dogs, was that veterans were having a hard time getting service dogs from programs that use purebred dogs. And it was costing around $10,000 to $15,000. One thing is that we have a surplus of adult dogs that were coming into our shelter because we have a lot of shelter partners when we go out into all over California. We're pulling dogs from over-impacted shelters and bringing them to Joybound. We're like, well, we can have the veteran train the dog for themselves, which keeps the cost low. And also, it wouldn't take somebody 2 to 5 years for a wait list to get some of these dogs. Something unique about our program is that since the veteran can train them for themselves, we don't need to hire a lot of dog trainers. And we also have a lot of volunteer support too around that as well, which we also need more of. The more volunteers that we get, the more veterans that we can help, and the more dogs that we can help as well. So that is something that's unique, that makes us really special, that again, it doesn't make us a cookie cutter program. We have to individualize it for each dog. It makes the bond even stronger because we're helping more animals out there too. So.
And I'm just looking at Binks, and he's so calm and chill over there, not barking. And you're literally taking them and transforming these dogs.
Yes.
You know, can you tell me a little bit about that process and what the end result actually looks like then?
Yeah, so the process is, so with, when we get them at Joybound, we're evaluating them behaviorally. So we're taking them out into the community. We'll take them into shopping, into all different kinds of shopping situations. So into pet stores, into grocery stores. We use volunteers a lot for this to help us support, because we're a small team, so we need to have volunteer support in that. But we need to make sure that they're going to be okay in all those type of situations, because we don't want to put a veteran in a position where the dog is all of a sudden freezing and not going to keep moving forward. So we want to make sure the dog's comfortable and happy with doing that. And when we find that the dog, like Binks, is going to be comfortable in all those situations, then we'll match them with the veteran. And the veteran will start going through all the training with them. So going through foundational training, which is like a basics, like going through sit down, stay, loose leash walking, and then they'll gradually keep moving forward with what we call our service tasks. And those will be, specific to that veteran of what they need for that particular person. And then we'll start going more into like grocery stores, into coffee shops. And if they eventually do want to go fly with their animal, we have a relationship with like the Oakland airport. And we can go through TSA and go onto an empty plane and stuff like that. So.
Wow.
I think it's amazing that you're able to do that with dogs that are a little bit older, right? We know the term, I'm not going to say it, but because I don't want to offend Binks, but that they weren't raised from this is what they're going to be, right? I think that's great that they're able to do that. Can you help for us and our audience? There's service dogs and there's emotional support dogs.
Right.
Well, what's the difference?
The difference, yeah. So emotional support animals provide, they're not specifically trained. So they're really pet animals, companion animals that provide that comfort for folks that have a letter from their mental health care provider that are just really nice and affiliative and and so the other thing too is that that because of that letter you have security that if you're renting that you don't lose your renting, like you can't be removed from your house because you have that animal. But you don't get what's called public access with an emotional support animal, or you can't fly with that animal without like paying or something like that. So the difference is with a psychiatric service dog, they are specifically trained though to help mitigate symptoms of any mental health issues. So like Binks is going to be trained to help with depending on who we match him with, interrupting any behaviors and to be able to go out in public anywhere with that person. So will get public access rights. So that's why he's wearing his vest. He's in training right now and he can go everywhere with the trainers at this time so he can start getting exposed with places and stuff.
Do you find that there's a lot of demand then for service animals?
Very much so. Yeah, there's a lot of demand in the community to have these type of dogs, probably now more than ever. With the times as they are, folks are getting, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of anxiety. People find the comfort out of animals. We know that the power of animals, just petting a dog, I'm sure you guys have experienced that, how relaxing that makes you. It lowers your heart rate. And so, yes, we're getting hit pretty hard with a lot of inquiries for our program. So having more, support through that way. And we're a nonprofit, so donations are always helpful too. And having that extra support so we can keep going and help more, folks too.
Now, is there like an application process then to get a veteran started who's interested?
Yes. So we keep that as easy as possible. So you just go to our website, joybound.org. You find Shelter to Service on there. There's an online application. You fill that out, and then one of our team members actually contacts you pretty shortly after that. And we do a phone call first, and then we have you come in and meet us in person. We want to make sure that this program is the right fit for you. And then you meet with one of our trainers, and you meet like a dog like Binks, and you kind of go and see if the training program fits for you. And then you're put on our waiting list until we have the right dog for you, and then you start doing training with us. Yeah, simple as that.
And you did mention things like veterinary services too. So just outside that shelter to service program, you also offer other services then for veterans and their animals?
Yes, so there's a lot of discounted services at Joybound. So we have our wellness clinic at Joybound for veterans. We have our behavior specialty clinic, and training. So that's 20% off for veterans. They get 20% off at our grooming academy. We also have a vocational program through that as well. So if anybody is interested in becoming a groomer, that's for anybody in the community, but also for veterans. That is a free program where we also give a weekly stipend for as well. So it's a pretty unique program as well. We also we have two stores. We have our Concord location, which is a thrift store, and the boutique, and you get 20% off there as well. And also our adoption fees are waived for veterans as well. So, and every service in the Shelter to Service program is free as well for veterans.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really interesting. So service dogs can come in any size, right? I think some people may be looking at, well, I can't have a big dog, or so it's.
We typically don't go smaller than really like 15 pounds because we're like that, like feeling the pressure and stuff. And we don't want to go probably too much more than 100 pounds because they got to fit places and stuff. But that's typically, they can be any size. Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you, and thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
We'll take a brief break, and when we return, we'll talk with William Stockholm of PGA Hope. Stay with us.
We all make more than 35,000 decisions a day. Most are small, but some can be life-changing.
When it comes to taking care of yourself, the most important choices can be hard to make. Like having a tough conversation instead of ignoring a buddy's call.
Or being there for support, not assuming things will just get better.
Or fighting through challenges rather than giving up.
And while we all face thousands of choices every day, there's one that can make all the difference. Today, make the decision to be there. For the veterans in your life, for your community, for yourself. Learn more at BeThereForVeterans.com.
Welcome back to the Veterans Voices studio. We now want to talk about PGA Hope with William Stockholm. Welcome again, William. Well, you are a Marine veteran, right?
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about your service?
Absolutely. Served from 1996 to 2014. Started as a motor T mechanic, and then got to go out on the special duty assignment, did embassy duty. Got out for about a year. When I came back in, I moved to the communication side and then stayed that for the remainder of my career. And throughout my career, I served 3 combat deployments, twice to Iraq, once to Afghanistan, and then retired in 2014.
Thank you very much for your service. And you're among other veterans, both of us. So,
good company.
Yes, sir.
So you are involved in this program called PGA Hope. What got you started in that program? Tell us a little bit about it, please.
Actually, I was golfing one weekend with a buddy of mine, another Marine who took me out. And just so happens I was at the VA the following day, and my chiropractor mentioned it to me because I had just started golfing. So And that was great because the VA does have a memorandum of understanding with PGA Hope, which is why the VA can refer veterans to the program. But that day he introduced it to me. I called up and was in it the next day at Cypress Lakes Golf Course. And I honestly thought I was going to just get golf instructions, which just starting the game, why not go to the PGA pros to learn golf? I mean, you're getting it from the pros. So got there, and little did I know it was so much more than golf. I fell right back into this community that, as we well know, being amongst our veteran brothers and sisters, it was like I was at home again. I was there, and it was amazing because, you know, the ones that came out were different ages, from different eras, different branches. So the camaraderie right off the bat was what really stood out to me. And then, you know, getting to learn the game of golf and going out and doing all this stuff on the golf course. I mean, it's amazing. And to talk about what PGA Hope's mission is, it's to introduce the game of golf to veterans and active duty, to enhance their overall well-being, and being, you know, the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the social. And I always like to throw in the spirit side because once you get out there, it's like it reinvigorates a spirit in you that might have gone dormant for whatever reason when we leave the ranks and go about our way. But that's the mission of PGA Hope, and it's very therapeutic. And as I like to talk to all the veterans that come through in the active duty, is golf is more than just a game. It's a lifeline, as it was for me in that time of my life, and that was, you know, 6-7 years ago when I went through it. It was a lifeline. It got me reconnected to a community that I was very familiar with. It gave me a platform to where when I have a bad day or I need to get out and just vent or whatever, I can call up another person that went through the program and say, let's go golfing. So we always say, you know, it's about the camaraderie in the community, and golf is just the catalyst and the mechanism that gets us out. So.
Why do you think that golf is such a good therapy for veterans?
It's we could talk, like we talked about earlier. We could talk hours about that. But to sum it up, one, you know, again, it's the camaraderie. You're getting out, you're getting to reconnect with the people that you knew very well. The banter comes out, which is always nice. You're outdoors, you know, getting outdoors. And I like to tell the veterans when they come out, like, you're on a golf course. We've been in worse places, you know, so when you come out, remember you're on a golf course. And the ambiance of the golf course, and for me, is just amazing because I've been to some incredible golf courses that, you know, are you kidding me? We play on manicured courses like this. So being outdoors, and I always say, as I've learned to play this game, it's golf parallels life. As you get out there and you try to play this game, you're going to go through a roller coaster ride, your ups and downs. And I tell people when they first start, forgive yourself because you're not going to be good. You're not going to be Tiger Woods overnight. It takes time, repetition, and comfortable in this game. And as the more you do it, the more you start learning actually some of your own challenges in life, because golf is probably the most honest game it's going to tell on you. Because it's you versus you. When you get out there, you know, yeah, you're around others and you're trying to compete. It's natural to want to compete and do better. But at the end of the day, you're actually out there you versus you, because it's very mental. There's a lot of mental aspects of this, which obviously helps the mental health piece, where, you know, you go to hit that ball. Well, that 45 seconds that you're there to hit that ball, that's the only thing you're focusing on. And as I always remind people, when we go out there to play a 4 to 5 hour round, if you're playing 18 holes, let everything else go. You're on the golf course, whatever you're dealing with at that moment, let it go. Be on the golf course, be with your veteran brothers and sisters, enjoy the day, have fun. Yes, you know, some of your shots are going to be frustrating, but as we know in life, especially as Marines, you know, you keep moving forward. You overcome the adversity and the challenges, and I think that's what's amazing about this game and this platform, is it teaches you to keep moving forward. And when you hit the ball in the water, or you hit it in the hazard, or you hit it in the rough, and it's not easy to get out, you got to get out. There's no question about it. So hopefully that answers your question, but gives you a little bit more about, you know, some of the benefits of playing this game.
But I've never golfed before in my entire life. So what would be the process if I was like, hey, this sounds cool, or for our veterans watching, what do we do?
Well, for PGA Hope, you go online, and for Northern California, you sign up at PGA Hope NC, as in November Charlie, signup.com, and you look for a program that's nearest you, which we've got about 30 programs in NorCal, so hopefully you're close enough to get one. Once you sign up, you'll get an email that tell you when, where to be, and you show up, and you let the pros take it from there.
I don't own any golf clubs, though, William. What happens?
You don't need any.
I don't even need golf clubs.
They'll provide some for you while you're going through the lessons. But eventually you're going to want to get some golf clubs.
Probably somebody to get really good real fast, right?
I'd say that. And Josh, if I can add one real quick thing that's unique about PGA Hope with the pros. They have to go through a certification process, and they learn how to work with veterans regardless of disability, challenges, issues. And I've personally been able to witness and see blind veterans play golf, amputees, double amputees, anybody with mobility issues. They will work with you and work around your mobility issues and get you out. So whatever your challenges is, not an issue. They will work with you.
So I understand that it's kind of a training course that you can kind of graduate from. Is that kind of what it is? Like you get multiple lessons and then that's what happens, and you can go to other courses and kind of show your card or something like that?
Correct. Like you were saying, it's a 6 to 8 week program where you go through and learn to develop the different parts of your games, and once you complete it, you become a PGA Hope graduate, which then you're privy to some of the benefits afterwards. Like you said, play days. You get to go out and actually play with other PGA Hope graduates, and if you're a beginner like yourself, perfect place to start. Because a lot of beginners start there. You have some other PGA Hope graduates working with you, and again, if you've got any challenges, whether it's PTSD or mobility issues, they're going to work with you because they understand. And another thing, after play days, I'm fortunate to be the president of the PGA Hope Associate Club, been doing it for 6 years, and we run events, throughout the year up and down NorCal, so that not only can you play with your local graduates, you can meet and network with other graduates throughout NorCal and continue to build your community. So networking is an amazing thing too, because you never know who you're going to meet, what you're going to run into, and what other doors are going to open up.
Well, unlike Josh, I have a little bit of a golf obsession, and I have gone through I'm actually in the middle of going through the PGA Hope program through Walnut Creek, Boundary Oaks. One thing that I was very impressed with was just the organization of it all, but also the volunteers that are behind it, that are doing the work. Can you talk a little bit about who's volunteering, who's helping these veterans?
Absolutely, Buck. Thanks for bringing that up. For the PGA Pro themselves, I've witnessed and gotten to meet a lot of them and talk to them about what it means for them, and they are just as fulfilled as the veterans, and they receive a lot of benefit. And what I've learned about them is a lot of them that are older and have parents that were World War II, Korean vets, Vietnam vets, they started understanding more about why we are the way we are when we come back from being in the combat zone. And it helped them gain closure on some of the things they didn't understand about their parents. So with that, it's really developed a close bond, and they're really in it to help the veterans, because it's helping them as well understand some things that they didn't understand in the past. So, and that's one aspect of the volunteer. And then even as a PGA Hope graduate, you get to fulfill some of these positions, like being a Playday captain, who runs the Playdays. You get to go out there and maybe help assist, maybe, be there as a lending hand to help the program stuff too. So volunteer, this thing runs off of volunteers.
So you said PGA Hope is national, or is California focused? Is it kind of?
It is national. It is national. As an ambassador, I started with the first class. We had 20 go through, but now they've had over 100 ambassadors go through, where they go to the Washington, D.C. area, go through a little bit of training. Of course, golf is involved, but it's really about the benefits of it. And then they go back to their sections. The PGA has 41 sections, so they go back to their local area and help promote the program, like myself, and being on this show, which I'm glad to do, and just really getting out there and being outreach for the veterans and get them involved, get them engaged. And I always like to say it, hey, you know, it's better than sitting in that isolation, sitting in that dark spot. Come on, grab a club, let's go play golf.
And I got to echo that because, you know, it's just when you're in the sand trap and you got to recover that ball, you know, it just feels that much better when you hit that stripe right down the middle. So, yeah, that therapy out there, I totally understand because just with the badge, you get some of the goods there, too.
Yes, indeed. And it's always the good ones that you're going to come back to.
That's
You'll
right.
forget the bad. The good ones keep you coming back, though.
This sounds like a really cool program. To get veterans outside, I think is probably the most important, right? And get them around other people. Learning golf, I think, sounds like a lot of fun too. Maybe I'll give it a try. Today has been, you know, great having Binks and having you all on the show. Golfing the same time. Can we take Binks if we went to the golf course? How does that work?
Absolutely.
You
Bring
would tell
Binks
them,
out.
You
In
would tell
fact,
them,
I want to see Binks out next Monday.
you would, so you hit on that you know your program is trained. The trainers and the coaches are trained to work with veterans with disabilities. It's, you know, a lot of veterans have physical, emotional, some type of disability that's like, I can't really swing a golf club like I used to. That's not the point. The point isn't to see how far you can drive the ball. The point is to, you know, be around people and, you know, learn something new, be engaged in society.
Absolutely.
Really great programs for both of you. Any closing, anything that you might have left out or you might have left out and you want to make sure we get out there? We have your information on the screen, how to contact you all. That's it.
I think we can stay another hour.
I mean, we're always looking for you know, volunteers to come and foster our dogs for our program. Like I was saying before, our program can only grow more and help more people with volunteers and fosters. So that's my big pitch.
And I'll just say, as a veteran in general, you know, to anybody that's watching this, the biggest thing is get connected, get out there, reintegrate with a community that you're familiar with, and you never know. Doors open up all the time, and I think that's the key. So, but Josh, thanks for having us on here and being able to promote these awesome programs.
Thank you so much.
I hope you like the veteran organizations that we highlighted today. There are so many organizations dedicated to helping veterans. No matter what you are interested in, you may find a new passion and new friends. Here are resources if you want to learn more or reach out. For help with accessing any veteran service or benefit, a county veteran service office is a great place to start. Find one near you at nacvso.org. Joybound provides service dogs for veterans and pets for everyone. Find them at joybound.org or call 925-256-1273. Whether you're just starting or have been playing for years, PGA Hope can make your game better and connect you with other veterans. Reach them at pgareach.org/PGA Hope. To rewatch today's episode, check back on our homepage later this week or check your cable provider's schedule for rebroadcast times. You can also rewatch these episode and many others on our YouTube channel, Veterans Voices of Contra Costa. So be sure to subscribe. You can reach us by scanning the QR code or following the link below to find us on all our social media channels. Our next show will air on Wednesday, July 8th at noon. You won't want to miss it. To all of our veterans and their families, thank you for serving. To all who have tuned in, thanks for watching and have a great day.